not a great time to be an ETH holder, but I want to ask you a question. Do you think ETH gets flipped this cycle, and what by?
I don't know if it gets flipped, but I feel like whenever sentiment on anything is terrible, it's usually like the best time to be looking at buying. The same reason I bought Solana at like $9 US was because everything behind it fundamentally was fine. It had one of the richest communities. The tech actually worked, but everyone was just associated with the FTX contagion. But if you actually looked into it, it wasn't that bad. So it's a little bit different.
I think it's very different.
It's very different. But I still think at the end of the day, like, all right, I'll say this. I don't think there's a major altcoin rally without number 2 being Ethereum having a rally that really starts to take charge.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think it's gonna have a run, and I think it's gonna surpass $10,000 US. At some stage. That's my prediction. But I don't know. I just think...
You think it's going to get flipped?
I just think for the last 2 years, like, it's been outperformed in a lot of fundamental areas by the likes of Solana and other layer ones, and then and projects are moving off ETH, and I think it's different, like you said, to what we were saying about Solana, because that was sort of like a short-term bit of FUD, right? Where people were like, oh, it's tied up with the FTX contagion, and then people realized it wasn't that. Whereas this is more of like a deep-seated problem with the project and with the product itself, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I know that I sold a lot of my ETH personally because I was like, I think a lot of these other projects that I'm more invested in will outperform ETH. And I think, you can it's always good to have a diversified portfolio, but, you know, if you think something's going to outperform something, why don't you stick to your conviction?
Yeah, there's not a reason to obviously have a huge conviction in right now, just looking at like something like an ETH BTC chart. But I would say like once it starts to show some momentum, it might just go crazy. That's all I'm sort of looking out for. I'd say I probably definitely still have more Solana than Ethereum at this stage. But I'm also at the point of the cycle now where I'm not romantic about that. Like if I had to flip from one to the other, I probably would if I had a good enough reason. But
I think it's a shame as well because Uniswap, their biggest sort of decentralized exchange, is such a good project, and they're bringing out great products and just going from strength to strength, but it's not being recognized because of ETH, essentially. Because like if you're going to use Uniswap, like you're going to have to pay pretty high prices in fees because of
they've got their own chain coming now, I think, don't they?
That's true, Unichain. Yeah. I havenven't seen too many developments with that.
Yeah, but base chain's definitely seeing a bit more of a interest lately, which is good. I think maybe it takes like a refocusing on L2s to make it sort of come back alive again. I don't know, but I mean, we talked about this in the past. It's not the easiest user experience to go from onto an L2. Like if you're fresh to
like bridging from ETH to Arbitrum, and then Arbitrum has a layer 3s on it. So I don't know, but I guess wait and see. That might be my rusty, holiday opinion coming out.
No, it's okay.
I could be completely wrong, but
maybe you've been sitting on a beach having just real deep thoughts about it, mate.
I'm still there, mate. I'm still there.